Hi there, folks. This is Great Scots. This is another episode here. You probably figured out by the title of Grand Tacticians: The Civil War, 1861-1865. But we're still in early access, but not for much longer. Uh, this is a battle. You see taking place in the District of Columbia and all that. But it reminds me that I haven't shown this in any of my videos, I think, so far. But talking about upgrading parapets. So I've done it for these other ones. I mean, we're on an attacking map. I had to do this one, otherwise the battle ends up getting auto-resolved. So just very quickly. So normal parapet construction, I've already covered in other videos. But once you get it down, you hover over it and you see the 3 arrows pointing up. Let's see, I think I right-click. Yeah, I right-click and you can see it adds that kind of, I don't know if it's a reinforcing fence or whatever, into the parapet. And then if I right-click it the last time, it adds, I think, I'm not sure what it's called, but it adds whatever that is. And I don't know if it can get upgraded more than that. Whoa, it can. Although, let me just see if this is right. Yeah, it's tremendously expensive to upgrade it. I can't tell exactly what we're doing here, but it looks like some obstacles behind this. But anyways, it's artillery, so I don't want stuff to get too close to it. But I figured I'd show you that before I kick off the battle. This may be entirely irrelevant, but I have engineering points, and it doesn't seem to do me any good to hold on to them. All right. So are we off? We are off. Yeah, that looks right. Okay. So we have our upgraded parapets here. And as far as I can tell, you cannot upgrade barricades. At least when I tried, I didn't try very hard, but the parapets kind of make sense that you can upgrade those. Barricades, or I guess breastworks, not barricades. It was wrong game. Too much hell let loose. Nah, there's never enough. But that seems to be the case. And yeah, as I predicted, I think that those parapets, neat as they were, are pretty much useless because the Union's on the other side. We got to get to the top of this hill, and as nifty as all those fortifications are, it's probably not going to matter too much because they're not going to give us. I don't think that they're going to give us that fight. It wouldn't be too good for them. All right. Oh, that's why nothing's moving. We got to actually move. All right. We'll get them moving. We are pushing our skirmishers up, trying to get some of our artillery in position, but I think this is kind of a lost cause here. So start moving some of the other already up and around. Since this isn't on a road, so I didn't do the thing I said I would do, which is try to remember to deploy arty near roads. If I could have deployed up this far, this would have been great. We could have had the arty near the road. This is also sitting along on this map. Excuse me, along the heights overlooking a field, stream below. It would have been great, but the deployment map is kind of, you know, it's you don't really have a choice as to what you get. You get what you get. So that's where I am on that. Since these guys haven't started firing, right? Parapet and a Betis, but I think there are multiple levels. I think there were, see, the parapet and the fence, then this, then that. So I guess there are 3 levels of parapet once they're constructed. So really 4 things you could build. And maybe I'll stick one over here. It's a little far away from the roads, but I'll try to manage. And I think I'm getting reinforcements. Again, it's tough because this was one of those deploy to defend, and I was waiting for reinforcements to join, and they did on the campaign map. They do show up on the campaign map as having joined, but when you do a deploy to defend battle and you actually go in and do it yourself like this, I don't know how, and I don't think there is a way to find out when your reinforcements are going to arrive. Some of the stuff you get from other maps, but that's okay. You can see fatigue is already at work here, and I know that these fences absolutely screw over the movement of lots of units. But Brian's battalion seem to have no problem getting up there. 20 guns. It seems like more than... It's a lot. Not too bad. I can't imagine that this was the most efficient route, was to drag those guns through the fortifications, but I wasn't there, so I don't know. Alright. Our usual show here. I don't know if I'm going to send the skirmishers up to get blasted away just yet. More likely we're going to move this infantry up and get them entrenched on this side. This fourth group, I'm not really sure what I want to do with them. I'm not sure that right now I have my artillery actually very close to their infantry, and I hope the AA is not listening to the stream. I don't think anybody is, but if they were smart about this, they would rush that lone artillery piece that's up there. I know that these units are fatigued. Alright, fine, but it would be their best bet, because once all 4 batteries get up there, it's going to be much, much worse. Alright, so we'll move infantry up there. Artillery command should be about here. And the cavalry just under command of the general. Wait and see what they're taking shots at. Looks like maybe there's a bit of a artillery duel. I thought I saw some shots landing here. Maybe they were going for Hampton's Legion, which... Oh, it actually is led by Hampton this time. Alright. I feel like Magruder is frequently the one that I think ends up with Hampton's Legion. I don't know. Alright, speaking of Magruder, he's here somewhere. Alright. What does this look like? Yeah, it's pretty good. Yeah, that'd be nice. I think it's going to take quite a while to get there, but it would be nice. Suppose while stuff is just being moved, we can speed it up. They're still trying to make it around that fence. So yeah, again, avoid putting, I think, cavalry and artillery in a place where the unit might get strung up on a fence, because it really impedes their movement and usually ends up causing them to get exhausted. And again, this is something I've done multiple times and still haven't learned the lesson, so oh well. I don't really want my infantry pushing off that far, because I saw they kind of redeployed how they're sitting, and I am worried about them maybe rushing my artillery. And plus, since I have reinforcements and I seem to be in a commanding arty position, yeah, they got 3 guns. They got 3 guns, so they're outgunned. They got to come to us. We have enough cav and skirmishers that I think we can probably break up most of an infantry or cav assault on those batteries, but you know, no reason to get overly ambitious at this point. I don't think. Nah, it's a bit too far. I want you guys working on this. I want these guys Jones, come on, Jones. Uh-oh, they're moving. So I guess we'll see if I in fact left enough people out here. Smith Carbine, I don't think is good. Yeah, I'm still trying to remember the Cav women. Jocelyn, I've said this I think several campaigns ago. Jocelyn, I just love. I'd love for everybody to have, you know, infantry as well as cavalry, but 300 yards, 10 rounds a minute. Yeah, it's mediocre accuracy. I get it. It's not as good as some of the more accurate ones, but at least in previous versions, the Jocelyn's were more readily available. I would say in this current one, it's probably not as true. But there have been weapon supplies issues where they're not really manifesting. And if you've watched other videos, you know what I'm talking about. We're through the second or third level of industrialization. We're now into, as you can see, mid-January 62, and not too much has turned up yet. So we'll see. What are these guys doing? Alright, I don't have them doing anything yet, so we'll have them get working on some breastworks here. I still don't know what their infantry is doing. This is very likely my fault, but they seem to be switching sometimes over here to my left, but now they seem more concerned about their left. And probably any decision would be better than waffling back and forth. I'm going to push these skirmishers over here because we have the 1st Brigade. It's a really small brigade, man. It's a really small brigade. But whatever. So yeah, we are less than a month to the full release date. We were speculating in the Steam chats, I think back in maybe April, about when would this game finally go to full release, and I tried to use the ratio of new releases in the past, and I said not before Halloween of this year. So it came out a month earlier. I think we're in 0.920x. I don't remember exactly, but it seems like pretty much going to go from that right to 1.0. Of course, if you've followed the game and what the devs have said, and they can be taken at their word. At least so far, I think that they can be taken at their word. There's a lot more development, and it just seems to be something that's happening quite a bit with a lot of games. You know, Hell Let Loose just went to kind of full release, but it is not fully done. It's like full release gets done, I don't know, when the game is like maybe 2/3 done or something like that. It's okay, whatever you call it, the game will continue to improve for the foreseeable future. We'll see how it goes in terms of sales. I hope it goes well enough, and I suspect it will be the first of several in a series, because once you get this stuff right, I'm sure there's a lot of other work to make this work in other wars, but I don't know the strategy gaming world as well as many others, but there's a lot of wars you could do, right? You could do the wars of the kind of large colonial period, roughly between the American Civil War and the outbreak of World War I. You could do the Franco-Prussian War. I mean, it's relatively brief historically. You could do the wars of German unification, which would include, kind of as the climax, the Franco-Prussian War. I don't know if they necessarily want to, but this would seem to be easy, somewhat easy to go back and to do the Napoleonic Wars, maybe even the American Revolution. I know that whatever the other, I've played Ultimate General is doing their American Revolution one, but there would seem to be a fair amount of... I don't know. I would assume, knowing nothing about video games or really anything, how they're designed, but that would be my assumption. Maybe we'll throw those skirmishers over there. Well, they are kind of doing what I was kind of hoping they wouldn't do, but it is the right move. It was probably the right move a while ago. At this point, it might be the too late move, but we'll see. Jocelyn's great rate of fire, great range. If I can walk him in a little bit closer, it may help alleviate some of that mediocre accuracy. Okay. DH Hill. Alright. So that I don't get you guys completely massacred at the outset. McCullough's actually done okay so far. I think the Wesson is okay. I guess it's, in my scaling, it's somewhere below the Jocelyn, but above the Smith. And it has just a slightly better rate of, maximum rate of fire than the Smith. But they do have numbers. That'll count for something. Alright, they have Cav there. Okay, they're going there, they're going there. We are doing this at double speed, too. That might be why it feels a bit faster than normal, because it is. It's like twice as fast. Alright. Got the route on the 1st Brigade. But again, I'm going to keep saying there's not a lot of reason to rush, and I have a feeling I'm still going to rush and try to attack them before my reinforcements get here. I don't believe they have any. I think this was another one of those kind of Last Samurai, one at a time moves that the AI has been doing in this campaign. But again, this campaign, in real life, has spanned probably at least 3 or 4 updates. It is the development branch, and a few rounds of hot fixes. So I'm impressed that it's gone on as long. I don't know if the game should operate differently if I started a campaign fresh with the latest dev patch or dev update. I'm not sure how that would work, but this campaign, the Union's morale is at 28. I don't think this battle is going to help it, and so famous last words. I think this one is coming to an end, and that's okay. Let's see, on I think the YouTube channel, this is going to be like the 22nd. I think it's going to be the 22nd episode of this. I've tried to keep the episode short. My goal is usually around a half hour to 40 minutes, no more. But some of them did go over an hour. But once you get into the battle, I don't really like to stop them. I've seen other people give reports that once you do that, it's... Alright, so I've moved these skirmishers in too close. They seem to be blocking... Let's see. They seem to be blocking their own artillery. I'd rather have the artillery deal with that. Holy moly, these guys are still trying to figure it out here. Let me help you. We're not going to have you go there. I'm going to keep you guys right on the road. And over here, this is why it's bad to lose focus on what you're doing. If that was a brick of infantry with great rifles, we would have been in a lot of trouble. Alright. We'll have infantry move up there. Actually, don't really want the cavalry there. Move them around the backside, I think. Alright, you're going there. You go there. You go there. Somebody here hasn't contributed skirmishers. Oh, there they are. Okay. There. Yeah, that's all good. Let's see, our artillery. Alright, they got Napoleons. Yeah, this is doable. 6-pounder. Hold on, hold on. Don't get stuck on that fence. They're... Well, we'll see. I don't think it's gonna work. It's alright. I actually like order. Oh, I actually like order delays, but it's a pain if you're not keeping up on it all. Are you back to firing? Okay, good. We do have a set of fences here, so we'll watch our movement. Alright, let's face the enemy. Should be able to move them over there. Cheatham's there. Okay. Good. What are these guys up to? Probably move up. And we'll move the commander up to... let's see, this artillery. Just try to keep it on the road for now. Yeah, something like that. Alright. Yeah, actually, you know, just let them fire, even though somehow they got 2 guns over that fence. I wonder if that's actually a way to get the artillery out. I wonder if I turned it facing left and then just ordered it backwards. I don't know if I could avoid getting stuck on the fence or not, but one would think if the fence were really that big of an issue, they would just knock it down. Oh, those crafty people. So I have to go all the way up and around. I'm stuck. I don't think my cavalry is going to get over that fence, so you all are actually going to hang back in case their infantry make a desperate push. Alright, you're going to get there. Pretty sure you guys can just run up and over. You guys say you're firing. I have not seen you all. I've not seen any smoke. Okay. You actually are. Mount up and get out of there. That's probably a good way to deal with cavalry if the AI is being aggressive and you have those fences. I guess, yeah, it's a good way to deal with them. They can't go up and over, even though they're dismounted and supposedly people are holding the horses. That's why there are a few folks. I don't know if it's 20, 25% or something like that are not supposed to be firing. They're supposed to be holding the horses. Well, the rest of the cav fill in the trooper role. But, yeah, for whatever reason, the models can't get up and over. That's fine. Alright. those guys up. We'll get Lawton up. Alright, have you guys mount up, and let's see. You gotta get a long way. So that's what we'll give you as an order. Alright, I'm not actually worried about these units, so we're gonna send them both. Up and around that. Detachment. You guys have horses, so you can get on them. Let's see, I think somebody lost their skirmishers here. Alright. You all did. I mean, you all did, not you all did. Start moving some of this up. All right. Looks pretty good. These guys back in marching columns. I don't want to do it at that level because I think it's going to affect the entire army's formations and probably some of their movements. That's been my experience in the past. Yeah, 3-inch can still reach just about everything. You know, some of it's going to be quite a hike. I think we'll move Hampton here. And the battle so far. Yeah, we've done... It says 10-to-1 casualties. That's hard to believe, but... Alright, they're doing their thing. Let's get these guys. And their Lorenzes right there. Move them up there. Have those folks go there. Okay. Oops. Sorry. Just nope, nope, nope. Turn around. Yeah, that happens a lot. Alright. And you. Where do we put you? I'm gonna try that. Let's see what happens. Okay. I guess we'll put them there. slide him over there. Oh no. Him. Right. Okay. Am I missing anyone? Guess not. I guess everybody has skirmishers somewhere. I don't necessarily see them all, but oh my goodness, guys, what are you doing? Alright, I guess they're kind of facing the right direction. Kind of. Alright, they got the route on them. Push them up. Push them up. And we'll push them up. Still shooting. Not sure why Cheatham believes he's supposed to be, like that, in a line. He's actually in a column rather than a line, but oh well. All right, this battery made great time. Not sure if they have a courier or not. Oh, no, no, no. Alright, enemies retreating. We've got a pretty long timer here, but that tells us that we're just about done. Moving up. Good. I don't think Tillman's battery's gonna get in. They're gonna get any shots off. Alright, these guys did great in the back line here. We'll move them up. We'll see if they'll break that battery. Donaldson, I think it's this group. Yeah, they are low, but they'll be good enough, I think, for much of this. Come on, close that gap. Well, this second brigade here is much harder to get going, get out of there. Looks like my cab is starting to get beat up. We'll see if routing the units nearby has much of an effect. I'm not really sure that it will. But it's probably time. I hate having cavalry with withdrawal. I've said this in other videos, and when they're being fired on, especially when they have somewhat short range, okay, they're going to be outshot. But I don't really know of an alternative. I think they're just going to rout if they stay there. There's a chance if I pull them out, they'll make it through, but I don't know. This cab over here. And we got 11 ticks left on the timer. Oh, and I guess the second brigade just ran. Let's go get them. Small unit. Oh. Alright, I think they've done what they were supposed to. Move this cab over here to make sure that artillery piece, or that battery, doesn't get run over. Alright, they got some units rallying here on the field. Guys, move over there. Let's see. I don't know what they're shooting at, but okay. Yikes, that was Yeah, and we finished 10-1 as well. And I didn't lose most of my cavalry, so that's a lot. Although I did lose a lot more cavalry than infantry, about twice as much. All right. Let's see where that leaves us. Alright, we're loading back to the main screen, I think. Let's see. I think as far as this video goes, I'm happy to go ahead and close it out here, but if anybody is on Twitch, I think I'll keep it in campaign mode once we just do a brief survey of what's going on. What did we get? We got 3,500 rifles and 3 guns. Well, we'll see if we did. We'll see. Alright, didn't have an effect on their morale. Sure. You see, this has been a lot of one of them versus 3 or 4 of our armies repeatedly, but these armies were regaining their readiness kind of up until that. But they have this army of northeastern Virginia, which I think is the one we just fought. And they landed... Where the heck did they land? I think it was below Annapolis, and they kind of came up this road with Fort Washington on their left. Landed blockading squadron's been there, but it hasn't really done anything. So that's that. Let's see. That's the tail of the tape so far. Supply alerts. I mean, I could probably deal with all these off screen, but yeah, this is the ambitious move. Want to see if we can make, but we did get Price in there, and he has the supply depot. So if it helps, we'll see. I don't know if they fix the upgrade bug. No, that's not what we want to do. Doesn't look like it. But we have supplies to spend, and I think finances have really leveled out. I mean, we have an interest rate below 7. It's almost time to go on a spending spree, upgrading these armies, I think, if numbers are going to remain that good. Movement? No, we don't care about movement right now. We have already... Oh, well... I mean, we got a lot of pretty bad arty. The 3-inch is great, but we only got one of them. And Pickett's... Alright, you go away. Manage army. Tell me we have better cav weapons for some of these. We don't! This is aggravating, but it's fine. And a Mississippi, 7 Lorenz, a Sharps. Meh. So I was gonna not upgrade because I wanted to get the finances in order. Now I don't have much to upgrade because we haven't gotten that much. So yeah, for the episode, I think we'll end it here. Yeah, hope to have you back for another one. It looks like there's going to be at least an episode 23. And I know they do recover morale, so we'll see. There might be legs to this. Might be a kind of long, drawn-out finish. All right, folks, hope you enjoyed it.